Okay, today I'm gonna do a reaction. I'm a little tired. Like, subscribe, comment for more good content. Let's go!
What's good, y'all? It's Quizzy. What's good, y'all? It's Quizzy. I am back today with another video. As you can see, I got my baby with me. You know what I'm saying? Well, we're gonna see if he's gonna stay up with me. All right. Just wanted to get real quick, man, because I just took a look at this video and I just wanted to share some of my thoughts with you. I haven't seen the whole video, but I've seen just a little bit, man. But just as an introduction to me, if you're new to the channel, man, I want to say welcome to the Dynasty. Why do I call it the Dynasty? Is because we're one big family over here, man. We support each other, we go hard, and we also check out the merchandise, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put a link down in the description box below. Man, I feel so good. I don't know about y'all, but I feel good, man. I feel good being back. It feels good being back with y'all. I have some bangers I'm finna drop on the channel. I ain't even gonna get into it. Right now. Alright, so look, I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers at this point. You can help me out by literally doing 3 things. Like the video. When you like it, it tells YouTube, alright, this guy's, he's pretty cool. I let him slide. That's what it tells YouTube. When you comment, it also says, YouTube, this is YouTube, by the way. People are engaging. And then when you subscribe, the creme de la creme, the lim de la lim, the slim jim, the balling out the gym, the him. When you subscribe, it just boom, it blows it up, all right? So everybody subscribe, because you know I'll be dropping that. But look, y'all, we are gonna check it out. So today, we're gonna be looking at something special, okay? We're going to be looking at Joe Rogan response to Spotify employees, all right? So if y'all don't know what's going on, so Joe Rogan has been under a little bit of controversy lately, and you know what I'm saying? And it's about some comments that he made, some things that he said, and it's coming from a lot of Spotify employees. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, I rock with my man Joe Rogan. Why? Because he's honest, he's respectful, he says what's on his mind, so he's a man's man. And if anybody understand what that means, is a man's man is somebody who actually is who us men would champion as a real man, you know what I'm saying? So I shout out to him. I always support what he's doing. Check out the Joe Rogan Experience podcast.
They have literally said nothing to me about it. Zero. It's never come up. Now, is there someone at Spotify that's complaining about the Abigail Schreier episode? I'm sure. I'm sure there's someone that's complaining about it. Is it a transphobic episode? It's not. They're wrong. They're not. It's nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that human beings are actually malleable. We all know that. That's why cults exist. There's a thought process now that if you're talking at all about trans people, you have to be 100% supportive. You can never question whether or not children should be allowed to transition, babies, hormone blockers for pre-puberty.
So do I think that babies should be allowed to transition? No. I'm gonna be honest with you, because like look at my son right here. Like he can't even hold his head up straight. Look at that. Look at this. You see? He can't even hold his head up straight. Do you think that he's honestly mentally capable of making a life-altering decision at the age of almost going on 2 months? Even 3, even 4. Do you think that his brain is matured enough at 5 years to even be able to say like, I'm gonna make a decision that's gonna change my entire life at 5 years old? And so I agree with him, because like if you think about that, that's ludicrous just to say like if a kid feels this way. Like think about what I wanted to be as a kid. I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be all kinds of things as a kid. But guess what you do? Like you want to be something as a kid, and when you get older, you change.
All this is madness. Like here's the question.
You can see he's upset.
Are there some people
on his face
who are horribly sad that they transitioned and regret it terribly? The answer is yes. Are there some people that are very happy they transitioned and they're much more happy in the gender of their choice, how they feel, than the gender of their birth? The answer is also yes.
Right.
Because they vary wildly. What Abigail's talking about in her book, Irreversible Damage, is large clusters of kids who are mostly kids that are socially awkward. Many of them are autistic. Many of them have never had any praise at all in their life. And they transition and they get all this praise from people.
Right.
Because it is, right now, it's in vogue.
It's a social contagion amongst that subset of people. And they're at high risk they're easily influenced. And
that was the problem. The word contagion was one of the things they had an issue with. Because they called it deeply transphobic. It's not transphobic.
Because contagion is also used to talk about diseases. So that's not right.
But it's social.
So like a contagion for other people, or it's kind of just like what he said, is like a disease. So people didn't like the fact that they said that being trans is kind of like like a disease. You know what I'm saying? And I can understand where they kind of would feel that way, like, hey, look, if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it, but don't call it a disease, you know what I'm saying? And I can get that, you know what I'm saying? You just kind of wish people would look beyond that. It's like, well, he's not saying that it is a disease. He's saying that, man, it's not that being trans is a disease. It's the fact that it's spreading like a disease for people who are not really trans or really don't feel that way. They just want to fit in, all right? So let's just keep on.
But it is language. And this is the problem, is that they look at this and they say this is openly transphobic. It is not transphobic. It's not transphobic.
No, it's not. I think there's got to be space for conversation. And I think that a lot of this, rigid allegiance to, listen, we all know that trans people are in many cases are much happier when they transition and they have better, productive, fulfilling lives. I don't think anybody does. Like, there are people that don't want that, but they're probably a minority.
But here's
probably
the thing,
a small minority of
the
people.
spectrum of human beings and their happiness is so fucking broad.
Yeah.
That to say that all heterosexual people are happy, or all homosexual people are happy, or all trans people are happy is nonsense.
It's not true.
It's crazy.
Right.
So when you talk about a particular issue where the uptick of girls transitioning, it's called rapid onset gender dysphoria. This is psychologists are talking about this like it's a real issue, because there's an uptick of several 1,000% over the last decade. They're looking at this and they're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Right.
So when that does happen, if you can't discuss it, we've found ourselves in this terrible place where there's no longer nuance, there's no longer informed discussion, and you have decided that a subject is off bounds or out of boundaries. Now, if people think that I should have trans people on and talk to them about it, I'm happy to do that.
Right.
But that's not what they're saying.
Right.
One thing about Joe Rogan is he's fair. Joe Rogan is very fair. If you want him to have a certain guest on, he'll have that certain guest on. And that's one thing I like about Joe Rogan. He's not afraid to speak his mind. He's not afraid to be fair. He's not afraid to say and do what's right.
Right.
Now, I don't know what the actual conversation has been from Spotify talking to these employees.
Look at his shirt.
If these employees are listening, I would
Look at
tell
Muhammad
you
Ali.
emphatically, I am not in any way anti-trans. Not in any way. In any way. I am 100% for people being able to do whatever they want as long as it doesn't harm other people. If you choose to do anything, whatever you want, whatever your personal choice is, I am happy if you're happy. I don't care. I'm
of course
100% open-minded. But if you say that I can't talk about something when a woman wrote a whole book and researched it deeply and is talking about not just these children themselves that have grown up and then gotten out of school and then realized they've made a horrible mistake and it's irreversible. That's the name of the book, Irreversible Damage. Right. If we can't discuss this. Look, I had a friend who reached out to me and was saying thank you because my daughter has friends and 4 of them just decided they're trans together and they're all awkward, and I've been trying to tell her that this is probably statistically not even possible, that they would all be trans like this, that this is there might be something else, and then they read this book or they hear about this conversation, and without even looking into it, they just decided that it's transphobic. It's not transphobic to say that some people will regret transitioning. It's just a part of being a person.
Right.
people are.
That's like what I was saying earlier. It's not transphobic, but like some people are gonna make a decision one day that next week they might be like, man, I don't know I don't know what I was thinking. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do that. You do that, I do that, he'll do that. You know what I'm saying? We'll make a decision and be like, this is best for me right now. Sometimes it could be off of impulse, emotional. Sometimes a lot of people could be living in survival mode. And we'll talk about that another time. But a lot of people could be living in survival mode, in which case they'll make a decision right then and there, thinking that like, oh, it's what I need to do right now. And then end up, you know, putting them in a bad position later on in life, or a better position. It don't always have to be bad. But I'm just saying, that's what, you know, you can make a different decision down the road. He got the hiccups. Y'all, sorry, he got the hiccups.
So malleable. They're so easily influenced. And for us to deny that doesn't do anybody any good. No. Anybody any service. No. So this is the main issue they had with that. You know, this is apparently this is the main problem they had, was this one particular episode. And I'm sure they've had issues with other episodes as well. But like I said before, like I'm talking off the top of my head, and a lot of times I'm saying shit that I don't even mean, because I'm saying it because this is a fucking podcast. And if you have a problem with people saying terrible shit and you work for Spotify, maybe you should listen to some of the lyrics.
Right.
Okay? Because some of the lyrics and some of the fucking music that you guys play over and over and over again makes my shit pale in comparison. Right. Pale.
Right.
If you're listening to some rap music right now,
yeah,
I'm not anti-rap. I love rap music.
All right, I'm gonna stop.